Okie dokie YouTube, how you going? Hardware in review, it seems. Well, pretty much hardware anyway. Look, going with hardware anyway today, I actually ended up buying a new headset because I was having issues with my last one had issues with the USB, part of the USB uh, system. So I mean, to be honest, it gave me an excuse to get a new headset anyway. Um, the headset that I ended up getting was the Kraken 7.1 Razer headset, which to be honest is a very comfortable headset. At the moment I'm wearing it and it feels quite comfortable in my ears and feels quite comfortable in general. The headset doesn't really feel cheap or plasticky. I mean, it's not the strong. I mean, it's not overly strong, but at the same time, it's not overly weak. It doesn't feel like it's going to break on you, basically. The mic is supposed to be a new digital mic. I've put in some of some of the random stuff that you do, so the calibration for the audio and all sound normalization and everything else. Then you got the actual fact you can adjust the mic settings, mic sensitivity, uh, shove things up a little more, combinations. Volume normalization, ambient noise reduction, things like that. I mean, there's basically some of the settings you got in the actual software itself. Equalizer settings, light. There's actually a light on the side of it, which is pretty cool. The headset itself looks spectacular, feels very comfortable, and yeah, it does pretty well so far. The other things I want to review is, of course, I currently have this cooler at the moment, which is the H110 Extreme Edition water cooler. Which, to be honest, I feel like my temperatures are not as efficient as they should be. So I ended up purchasing this one, which is the Keeler, something like that. I don't know how to pronounce that, but anyway, H2O 1250 cooler, which has a combination of two pumps combined into the radiator itself, fan clearance and everything else. I mean, I have a pretty big case, so I don't have issues with fan clearance. Self-contained unit comes with pre-filled water, requires no maintenance. It's a 240 millimeter radiator, which my other one was a 280 millimeter, which means it's just a bit thicker. That's all. Not thicker, but it's not as long, basically. Now, what else? It might be a bit thicker too. So basically, this has got a combination. It's got software built into it as well, which you can adjust the speed of the pumps. It's got a USB connector system, which actually helps you adjust the speed of the pumps to have the system to have that on max, pretty much, to be able to max out the software. Now, this, on the other hand, just relies on the CPU sockets itself to judge which ones it needs. Now, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not a bad cooler, and I'll probably end up keeping it as a backup cooler, to be truthful. But I just didn't feel my temperatures were as efficient as they should be, especially when I'm doing encoding and other things of that nature. So I thought, bugger it, I'll go with this cooler. It's also got a lock-in system with this that's a little more user-friendly than the system on this one. I'm not a big fan of the way they use the bracketing system on this one. I can still use it, don't get me wrong, I've got used to using it, but it's not the greatest bracketing system, to be honest. This one seems a little more substantial. So I'm getting that, and a while back I ended up getting a new power supply. Now, power supply that I ended up getting was Silverstone. It was a Silverstone power supply that I ended up getting. The SilverstoneTech.com. Now I'll go to SilverstoneTech.com and I'll show you the new power supply that I actually ended up getting. The power supply that I ended up getting myself, efficient. So it was a silver rated power supply. Been good question. I will have to have a look. I did have the box. I don't know where the hell the box is gone. Huh. I put it this way. It's shit. It was one of the silver rated ones anyway. It was the 1000 watt version with Strider Plus. Oh yeah, it was the Strider Plus I got. So it's probably most likely maybe that one, maybe. Look at that one. See what that one is. I will tell you whether it was that one or not. No, that's a 600 System built what? No, that wasn't. How much power is that giving out? No, that's 600, 700 peak. Alright, so the Strider Plus, so would have been. Oh, how when people do that? Random people inviting me to do shit. I thought I signed out of that. Damn it. Signed out of that. Alright, so what do we got? 750 watt? No, it's a Strider Plus. So it'd probably be this one, maybe? No. No, it'd be the 1000 watts. So it'd be this one. There we go. Alright, so it's the Strider Plus that I ended up picking up. I ended up picking up this one, which, yeah, okay, their peak power, which is 1100 watts. So I ended up picking up this one. 80 plus silver, which my previous power supply was an 80 plus bronze. Which, to be honest, was okay, but I wanted something a little more oomph. Not just oomph, but, you know, just like general reliability type stuff. On to full load, tells you the different temperatures and stuff. Actual load times and my voltages are pretty good lately. Good Japanese capacitors. Just generally a good power supply. I haven't had any issues with it. It's been working nice and efficiently so far. So I've got that at the moment. I bought that. Working nicely. Haven't had any issues with it. Good power supply as a general rule. Efficient enough to do the job and fix me up basically. And it's 80 plus silver, which I'm happy about. I mean, I could have gone 80 plus gold, which I don't know whether they have any rated ones for gold or bronze. I think these ones are the higher ones anyway. Anyway, that's 80 plus silver. So anyway, I ended up picking up the 80 plus silver. Does pretty well. Got 80 plus gold up here, these ones. Which I could have picked up one of these, but then I don't know. I'm not really going to anyway. But that's the Silverstone power supply I picked up. That's my new water cooler I'm getting. That's my old water cooler, the previous one that I had. I actually did have a H180, but I had an issue with the threads actually going on the system, and I couldn't necessarily replace it. So yeah, anyway, I ended up getting this water cooling kit. So I've had that I have had this water cooling kit for a fair while. So I figured it was time for an upgrade. So, I mean, to be honest, this one did look pretty good with a lot of the features that it's added into it. So, okay, so I've got an 80 plus silver system at the moment on my power supply. Nice efficiently running, of course, so you get the grid software and everything else that goes on your system, which you can adjust the fan speed, your pumps and everything else, and it's supposed to be a lot better for that type of stuff. But it's pretty much hardware and review, so pretty much a combination of all these hardware items I've got. I've got the new headset, which is working nicely, and of course my Taipan mouse, which I've had for a fair while. And my Taipan mouse is working steadily and beautifully so far. I haven't had any issues with it since I got it pretty much, so, which was a while back now. So this is my current water cooling kit, which I will probably honestly keep as a backup. But I like the fact that you can adjust it. There's a lot more adjustability in this one, since it's fan speed and pump speed, things like that. This one right here has been... I like the fact that my last power supply that I had, which was the 1000 watt, and it was a bronze rated power supply. It was 1000 watt, but it was only partly modular. It wasn't fully modular. This power supply, on the other hand, is fully modular, inside and out. I've had no issues with it. Oh, sorry, shit, that's not it. Which one? Give me your eyes. No, that one. That's right. This one is fully modular, so I'm able to do a bit more cable management. It's a little easier on the cable management factor, and yeah, in the sense of efficiency, I haven't had any problems with it not working or any issues with power going out or whatever. Powerful single plus 12 volts, as you can see. I mean, I haven't had any major issues with it going out or fuck out on me or anything like that. Anyway, the efficiency is 85 to 88%, 20% to 100% loading, which is good. It's got everything built into it, no other short circuit protection, you know, all the standard stuff that you would have in most power supplies. I mean, even some of the cheaper power supplies have them these days, but they're not as efficient. But okay, anyway, that was the Silverstone I picked up. So I got a Silverstone power supply. That's my old one, and then of course my new cooler. Which, to be honest, my new cooler is pretty cool. Irony. Anyway, this is my new cooler. I should get everything completed up with that, so should be ready pretty shortly. I will probably end up putting it in tomorrow, most likely. I might even end up doing an unboxing video for it if I'm in the mood. If my mood is really good, yeah, I probably will. Depending on my mood and how I'm feeling on that day, you know. State of mind, really, state of mind. So anyway, that's pretty much those three hardware items in review that I've recently come across or recently purchased. With the little upgrades and everything else. And of course, as everybody knows, like, I also upgraded my processor as well, which, that's the reason I'm sort of being a bit more stringent about cooling, as the AMD 9370 does actually run a bit hotter. Well, hello, that's the wrong website. Shipper.com, just saying. The 93, okay, so let's see. Flows and supports, innovations, desktops, the APUs and CPUs, so yes, I've got the new APUs, which they're currently selling. I think they're currently selling a lot of APUs, but they've also got their, which is the last processor that I bought, which desktop processor. Must have actually put it on the website. It was on the website last time. Product design, AMD FX processors. Okay. Okay, so you got AMD FX processors, which I've currently got. So AMD FX was the 8-core processors. Processor features in the box comparison, which industry leading price per performance. So I'm currently using at the moment which is the 9350. So the batch of these anyway. Older processors there. So 93. Yeah, so 9370 is the current processor I'm using, which is clocked at 4.40 gigahertz. Uses a 220 watts, 220 watt sense of heat power, heat distribution, and power and everything else. The CPU itself performs quite nicely. I haven't had any issues with it performing badly or whatever, and things along that line basically. All my games run pretty well. Everything runs pretty nicely. I'm pretty happy with the performance. As I said, the only thing is little temperature spikes here and there, which, to be honest, partly was to do with me originally not cleaning my radiator out for a while, which I hadn't done, and I admit that. So I cleaned that out, and I ended up checking the temperatures afterwards, and it still concerned me that the temperatures were a little higher than what I was normally used to, saying that it is a CPU that uses a higher temperature anyway. But I thought, well, what the hell? I'll get a new water cooling kit with a little more oomph into it and see how it goes. So, yeah. Anyway, that's pretty much that. The 9370, which I'm using at the moment, which is one down from the 9590. The difference of it, though, I mean, to be honest, it runs pretty beautifully, so I'm not going to argue with it, and I got it for a good price at the time, so it wasn't too badly priced. So anyway, those are probably about the 3 or 4 upgrades. Yeah, there's about 4 upgrades now that I've actually ended up doing. My new headsets, power supply, new water cooling kits, and of course my new CPU, which is these few upgrades that I've decided for that were, you know, just essentials and stuff I was doing, especially for YouTube and things like that. Just little stuff with a little more kick in it, a little more, you know, just making things that exact way that you do, or just getting things the perfect way you want them, basically. I mean, I was probably being a little pedantic about it, but you know what? I really don't give a shit. It's my money, and whether I choose to fucking spend it that way is my own choice in the end. Um, so yeah, provides maximum performance. So look, I mean, as I said, this looks interesting. I'll see how it goes. I'll see what practicality it has as a water cooling kit. That's supposed to be a lot better. It's got the radiator pumps which go over the top of the actual fans themselves, as you can see from the picture indicated. The actual radiator looks pretty snazzy as well. In fact, it's got USB connectors that connect to the USB ports to be able to adjust everything, adjust your cooling settings, maximize your radiator output and things like that. That's good. My other one does not have USB connectors or anything like that, except for maybe the Corsair Link. I mean, to be honest, this is probably something along the lines of basically getting the Corsair 10, not 1080, 100, 100i. But I mean, to be honest, it was a little bit cheaper than the 100i, so I went with it because it was a little bit cheaper, and I went from some budget conscious and price and things of that nature. I think the 100i was a little more expensive. So yeah, no, pretty good so far. FX 9317, 44. So yeah, I mean, I haven't had any issues with it. It works nicely, and that's the main thing. So anyway, those are those products. These are pretty much the products in review that I've been using. I'll just get rid of that for the moment. Freaking random people inviting me to IMView. Let's see. So, yep, that's pretty much it. Yeah, that is pretty much it for that type of stuff. And I mean, as I said, the new headset I got, which is the Kraken 7.1, very nice headset by the way. Does a very good job, and the digital mic is very nice too. Equalizer settings, lighting settings, all pretty much works. So yeah, it's I got it yesterday. I already got it yesterday, but I already got it straight away yesterday. But I wasn't at the door to collect it. I've had nothing but problems with the dog lately, or a dog's. Yeah, well, my sister's dog. I've been doggy sitting him, so basically I've just had him a lot of stuff anyway. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you very much, YouTube, and catch you soon. That was a little mini review on some of the hardware that I've recently purchased, and some of the hardware that I'm finding is very good. And so far, I haven't had any issues with the hardware. It's been working like a workhorse, and it's continuous power, 24 hours. You know, I mean, well, pretty much my power supply gets on continuously because of my computer and the fact that I use it so much. But yeah, no, it's been good. Okay, thank you very much. Catch you, YouTube. Bye.